Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to 2 Point Museum, where today we're opening up a new facility here. So it's our choice between marine life or the supernatural. Hardly seems like a choice at all, to be perfectly honest with you. Here we go, the winner. Expert in a dying field. Convert a haunted hotel into a museum for the supernatural and beyond, with help from its dead owner. Yeah, this is rad. This is the correct way to go for sure. This guy is neither the supernatural nor the dead owner. This is just some asshole. Don't worry about him. We're gonna have to deal with these guys eventually.
Today, we've got some intrigue that's close to home, and that home may be haunted. Yes, that's the story that listeners reported hearing an advert for an old hotel yesterday on 2 Point Radio. This out-of-circulation commercial piqued the interest of many supernatural enthusiasts, believing we'd had a shared encounter with the other side. And I admit, I would have my suspicions too, if the hilarious people in charge of our adverts hadn't done this several times before.
So here we are. Obviously, there's a little bit more to do here. The Department of Culture identified this abandoned hotel as the perfect site to investigate the supernatural. Its spectral ratings are off the charts, making it easily one of the most haunted places in 2 Point County. Send expedition field teams to the Netherworld to find mysterious supernatural exhibits with unusual effects. Just because something is scary doesn't mean it isn't amazing or interesting. Horror can be quite the crowd pleaser. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of our sort of basic setup. So we've got this nice big front area here. There is a very small bathroom. I guess it's not that small. And then we got this sort of like this back region. What is that? Is that a mustache lying in a... What on earth? Okay. Let's not examine that too closely. So yeah, a lot to do. Let's start by hiring an expert, getting an expedition going, and then while that's happening, we're gonna we'll hire just the highest level one. You accelerate quickly from injuries. You're a good tour guide, and you increase the entertainment of nearby children. And do we want to employ somebody whose last name is Bowel Drop? I think let's go. I'm actually gonna hire both of you because I think these are good traits. This is a good set of traits. Okay, and then we're going to send out one of you. So this is, of course, the fossil map we have unlocked here. Another map, the Netherworld, where we can start exploring from this. We also have a third map. What is this? Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to Scorched Earth. I'm Fiona Fifofum, the Goblin Questmaster Extraordinaire, but you can call me Fee. These lands are full of wonder, opportunity, and dragons. Quite a lot of dragons. A few hundred years ago, the dragons stole the crown and took charge. The kingdom went from fairy tale to fiery tale. Alright. And no one in Scorched Earth can face the heat, but who knows, you might be different, maybe. If you are, I'm just the thing for fighting dragons. But you don't just grab a secret weapon and head straight for a boss fight. That's not how this works. Start your journey and assemble a ragtag party of adventurers. It's the only way. Okay, so there's a whole... Yeah, this is the lead into the fantasy DLC. I'm not sure exactly when it's a good idea to tackle this stuff. I guess we'll have a look. Fantasy experts come in 4 different classes: barbarians, rogues, wizards, and bards. Each class has its own variety of subclass traits. Fantasy experts have 4 unique stats: strength, dexterity, intelligence, and luck. Staff can improve their stats by gaining XP and increasing their rank. These new stats are used to counter or unlock events on the Scorched Earth expedition map. Build the right party of fantasy experts for a successful adventure. That's a cool way to approach that. So you have to have some fantasy guys. Okay, this is stuff that we will figure out later. Right now, this requires that we provide a poltergeist spirit with entertainment. Okay, so that's a thing that'll happen naturally over time. We're just gonna get to the one thing we can get to here. We'll send our highest level. Oh, robust. Yes, okay, robust. That's the recovery trait, of course. High enough level to not even have to worry about the hellhole holdup, getting corralled by ghosts for a while. Okay, so it's all positive. It's all positive events from here. I suppose we could just throw on the expedition journal, and let's talk now about this stuff. I think in general, when survey level's very low, it makes sense to use detailed expeditions, because when we run expeditions, the location kind of levels up as well. Is it visible here? Yeah, we can see here the survey level. When this meter reaches 100%, the place will go up a level, and the maximum quality of the things we can find there will increase. We're not able to get pristine pulls from most sites until we have surveyed them pretty thoroughly. So let's go ahead and just take the extra time and spend the extra money. It's going to be a 24-day expedition, but yeah, it'll be worth it in the long run. Okay, so while you're out doing that, spending 24 days doing that thing, let's start getting set up over here. I guess this area can be our staff area, right? I think that makes a lot of sense. So let's just... Staff room, we need at least a 3x2. I might want to go even a little larger. Okay, put down a door, and then we need like sofas and stuff. You remember all of this. It is nice to have more than the absolute minimum, so that people can, so you can have more staff resting at once. We're gonna, the intent here is to make this a little bit larger of a museum than our last one. So we're also going to need, of course, a bandage box, critically important part of the thing. And this doesn't really need to be a staff door. If this whole area is going to be sort of like our back rooms, we can just staff door the partition. So also in here we'll put this: increases food, decreases toilet comfort. This will be good for, and what about a filing cabinet? The filing cabinets don't actually have like an effect, but they're decorations, and people love a decoration level. Trash can near the door. Always trash can near the door. That's just smart. And do I want to throw anything else in here? You can put big windows in. Do the windows increase the decoration level? They do a little bit. Okay, whatever. That's fine. I guess let's put down like one or two more things, because we're actually getting pretty close to level 2 here. Water cooler, right? People love water, presumably. And then one more random filing cabinet, just sort of up against the wall here. Where's the front of this cabinet? Am I doing this right? Yeah. There we go. Level 2. Do it. Okay. So our expedition is complete. Let's pop this crate open and see what's what. Oh, I hate that very much. The good news is that we got an epic quality one. That's cool. The bad news is everything about this doll. With friends like these, who needs sleep? So it has the eternal slumber trait. Sends you toward a deep sleep, reducing energy. Cool. Let's put it down. It needs to be near a candle. I don't know. We'll start an expedition. Well, We'll start an exhibition in this corner, I guess. We'll just tuck this creepy doll over here. Okay. Welcome to Whalen Lodge. My name is Winston Whalen, the proprietor of this establishment. Or at least I used to be when I was alive, and this was a hotel. In a lot of ways, though, things are the same. Just me and all these empty rooms. People said that the hotel would never work. It's too remote, too old-fashioned, too near that rift to the netherworld. And they were right so far, but I've not given up hope. Not entirely. As long as you're here, that's one more guest than usual. Well, things are already looking up. Yes. Okay. You know, he's got a way about him. Oh, there are lots of jobs. Yeah. That's true. We do know that there's just like shit all over the floor. I'm kind of waiting for the helicopter to come back so we can set out another expedition here. Same deal. So you can see here we gained some decent survey stuff there. Of course, the other big advantage to doing a detailed exhibition or a detailed expedition is that you get +1 on the exhibit quality, so you do get some payout right away, and we're just going to keep pushing Pollard's XP up, so that's all good. And while you're doing that thing, let's get some basic stuff figured out here. So we are going to need at least 1 assistant, we are going to need at least 1 janitor, and at least 1... Okay, are you guys any particularly nice smelling face? Improves immediate environment, but walks slowly. It's probably not great. Maybe chutney seems fine. And then we're gonna need obviously some pretty basic stuff here. Ooh, a fantastical approach to selling tickets. New guests was it's a fancy ticket booth. We'll stick with the normal ticket booth for right now. I don't know that I want to get like too whimsical here. We're trying to cultivate like a whole thing, right? I guess the ticket booth can be... Yeah, we can just start right here. All right, you get to work. Let's actually admit some guests. There are people showing up. They want to come inside, even though we have 1 exhibit and kind of no walls or anything. We'll figure it out. Let's get the basics up here. So info thing, donation bucket. Feel free to pay us. Feel free to pay us as much as you would like to pay us. And then we need to employ at least 1 security guard to actually collect the stuff from the bucket. Plus 300% detection skill. You know, you might in fact be perfect. Wide field of view, improves movement speed and energy decay. Yeah, just like the best thief catcher. Fancy haunted art thieves are a real problem, believe it or not. Okay, so now we're technically functional as a museum. While we're doing this,
I stopped spraying those chemicals in my basement. I'm
sell
letting the
this.
mushrooms grow. I took my favorite, the largest one. I call him Charlie, down to the museum. They were not interested.
There we go. Staff only area back here. I can't believe there's like multiple people already showing up. Do you need to walk around that way? Okay, that's a little strange. You seem like a weird guy in general. Callum Ghostman is a supernatural enthusiast. He does not like the ticket prices. Are our tickets pricey? Okay, well, they feel like it's not worth the money. That's a problem that we will be resolving in a different way. I am not lowering the prices. Okay, so we just need to keep doing this stuff. Display 2 exhibits with a reasonable level. We will get there. What kind of horrifying thing have we found this time? It's a mannequin that at least doesn't follow me around the room when it looks at me. This is possessed by a restless spirit, forever cleaning its host. Well, that's cool. Grubbiness tends toward fully restored. Alright, these things are the same kind of thing, just like objects that are haunted in a real creepy way. So they get to go in the objects that are real creepy exhibit. And that is going to require some candles. Okay, they both just want some candles. Let's get a little bit of decoration going over here.
Yes, sir, reminded.
So obviously the decorations have different categories. A little bit of spooky lighting. Right, that's pretty good. We could put up a double banner, let everybody know about the spookums. Can you put stuff outside? You can, but if you put stuff outside, it doesn't affect the decoration level inside. Well, a spooky haunted portrait would seem to be, you know, sort of in character, in theme with the area. Got some haunted books. Of course, you can put up a good catacomb wall. Start at the actual wall. Is this classy or is this feels a little, I don't know. gimmicky, I guess. Whatever, the people are loving it. Okay, this is the spooky catacomb area where the haunted people are. Enjoy that. And I mean, they are. They seem to be. Oh, I forgot to send out another exhibit. What am I doing? We should have people rocking all the time. So, there are 3 items to discover here. Let's just keep doing it. You are going to level up on the next one, which is certainly going to be helpful.
Remember to wave goodbye to your favorite exhibit.
Okay,
before
what else are we going to
leaving
need
the
here? I mean, certainly we'll eventually need a workshop. And a training room, right? We have a bathroom. I mean, let's just get the back area set up. So, if we wanted to run a workshop here, it's got to be a 4x4. Does it make sense to leave a little hallway like that? Oh. The hotel has always been bothered by roaming ghouls escaped from the netherworld. Free spirits are sure to scare away the living. But once they've calmed down, maybe they'd like to stay. Yes, prepare rooms, and the guests will stay. Build a poltergeist room for the free spirit. At the Whalen Lodge, we assure each guest their perfect room. Or we would, had we any guests. Yes. Okay, you know what? I will get to that. I was in the middle of something, if you don't mind. Okay, this is enough area for a door. I guess that's fine. And then we'll just tuck this in here. Okay, easy.
Guests hiding in exhibits will be asked
So
to
the
reveal
windows off the
themselves.
walls. There's no particular reason that this room needs to be like tightly secured or anything. And then what was I going to do? Oh, I was going to build a training room as well back here. That feels like it can just go on this wall. Our people are back. So we'll give it this much space. Okay. And then I gotta put in one of these. All this stuff we're just selling it straight out. Here's a studying desk. Here is a place to return the books after you get them. And then, I mean, I could put in a second desk and we could have multiple people be able to train at the same time. I think. A door is notably a portal to the same dimension. Put one of these in. I mean, there should be filing cabinets. Every room needs filing cabinets. There we go. Decoration level 2. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's the most functional training room anyone's ever seen. All right, what did we get? Now, it hasn't happened yet, but it is, of course, possible to pull multiple copies of the same thing. You don't always get new stuff every time you go out. Scary in a bad way. Has a major impact on toilet comfort. Okay. We'll display this further up the wall closer to the toilet.
There will not be a quiz after your visit.
It wants to be near a catacomb wall decoration, and it just so happens we have some of those over here. Okay. So these are all part of the same like cursed objects group. Yeah, okay. Oh, we're starting to attract the goths. That's, I kind of would figure they would be some of our main clientele here. All right, let's talk about poltergeist rooms. So, need to be 3x2. We need to have a supernatural expert around to look after the spirits. It's no problem. So, like, 3x2. Oh, I'm not allowed to use that square. Okay. Well, we can do a 3x2 like this then. Feels like it might be a little small. We can maybe adjust it later if we need to.
What do you suppose they meant by scientific?
Do they need a radiator? They should have a chair.
Anyways,
If I was a ghost and I
that's
had
how
nowhere
the
to sit, I'd be
expert
very
described
annoyed
the
about
fungus I
that.
grew
You
in
know,
the
forever?
depths of my home.
Seems terrible.
Now I may be biased, but I find it hard.
Hold
to
on, if
see
we
how
put down a
that's
radiator,
not
I can get to
scientifically interesting.
a higher decoration
I don't
level.
want to get into a whole thing here. Maybe I do. Find out after this.
Hey, look at that familiar carpet pattern. Enraged spirits will break free and cause chaos in the museum. Supernatural experts can pacify them and return free spirits to their poltergeist rooms. Spirits lose patience each time they break free. When a spirit runs out of patience, it will leave the hotel, or museum, for good.
Frequently asked questions.
There's a disgruntled gentlefolk spirit roaming around the grounds of the hotel now. Send a supernatural expert to calm them down before it gets annoying. Is that all we're worried about?
It's important that
Okay,
spirits
that's a
are
lot
aware
of red eye glowing. Yeah, that seems like a problem.
doesn't mean they are.
Y'all. It kind of seems like they're on it themselves. They understand. They know what the deal is. You got it? You're just gonna have a nice conversation. Are they leaving puddles of ectoplasm or? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Okay, well, by default, free spirits will be returned to their assigned poltergeist room. Spirits without a room will be sent to my inventory. That's strange. Okay, multiple spirits can stay in the same room. Just be mindful of their preferences when giving them roommates. Let's do that. Let's be mindful of their preferences. Where is my inventory of spirits? Here we go. So we managed to corral Rosie Splurgemont, who would love for there to be a bed and also seating. Oh, this won't do. No. Create poltergeist rooms with decor that matches our guests' personality and preferences. This spirit is from the industrial age. Why, I'm sure they'd love some antique decorations. You can change the room decor by itself by selecting a room. This guest won't care for this hotel's signature style. At the Whalen Lodge, we assure each guest their perfect room. Yes. Why is that? This is terribly. We assure each guest their perfect room? And then he answers himself. Alright, so each poltergeist has their own tastes and preferences. Provide a specialist experience for spirits to keep them happy, immersed, and under control. Select a poltergeist room to change its overall decor, and then, add complementary decor items. Immersed spirits lose their peace slower than normal. Provide for your poltergeist to avoid unwanted breakouts and chaotic free spirits. Okay, we can do a little bit of that. So we got some stuff to work with here, including a bed.
Sure, they'll be reasonable.
This is the wrong kind of thing. Okay, that was a very small change. Here, let's move this. Did I go all the trouble of putting in seating and then you're just gonna float in the air near the ship? That feels designed just to get at me. All right, a bed. A bed seems good. Oh, also, you know what? Nobody's expediting. So we need to provide a poltergeist spirit with entertainment. Give our new spirit an antique gramophone for a laugh. Okay. This is an important thing to, we want to keep the expeditions rolling. So let's put some stuff in your room. Add items. We don't seem to have a gramophone. We do have a bed, though. That's something you're into, right? And then we also have another ghost. You want also a bed and seating. Magnus Thathard. This room is full.
Staff are reminded to work hard.
It does in fact have a capacity of one ghost.
Or legally ask for.
Okay. How much space do I have to add to it to increase its capacity, I wonder? Obviously the door would love to be on an exterior wall. Is that large enough? That is large enough. That puts the bed in kind of a weird, I don't know, for me it seems like a bed should be in a corner. That's what makes sense to me. Okay. Now apparently it is a two-person room. And our guests are both feeling
It's important
cared
that
for with their
spirits are
requirements
immersed
met.
in their poltergeist rooms, but that doesn't mean they are.
Yes, everything's happy here. Decor buzz. The decor could be a little bit fancier. Let's throw in some. No, I want the room items specifically. A table with like a cool runner on it, and Maybe you both want a bed. Maybe you just want a fireplace right next to the radiator. Does that make sense? This little scene could make a little bit more here. If we put this like more over here, does that? Move the table. She got quite cross with me for moving her chair just as she was about to take a seat. But there we go. That's like a little more of a. Center that with the table. There we go. And one bed for the two of you to share. You just take turns. I don't think you need to sleep anyway. You're all dead. Immersion is not 100%. Okay, do I just need to keep putting any item in? I mean, we could give you a second bed.
Smell?
The beds are foot to foot, so you can look at each other. Good and normal.
What's that smell?
Nicely done. Providing spirits with a room that matches their preferences will increase their immersion. Keeping spirits immersed and comfortable slows their loss of peace. Spirits may be dead, but they still like to have a good time. Keeping them entertained is another way to promote peace and prevent unwanted breakouts. Ah, and here's how we get our gramophone. Okay.
Guests are reminded that you haven't.
Can I put it on the table? No, it needs to. It's its own critter. Well, we'll just put it, yeah, right next to the fireplace. Right next to one of the beds, too. The poltergeist seems much happier. Yes, yes. No longer red and spewing ectoplasm. Visits from your supernatural expert should keep it that way. And perhaps you can find more guests in the netherworld. Here are some cargo item ideas. That should make exploration a little less ghoulish. Spirits at the endless dump should be eager for a change of scenery. Yes, yes. You're a weird guy. So, guests will view spirits from outside their rooms at a safe distance. Spirits will lose peace over time and eventually break out and cause panic. Keep them entertained and immersed, slow the decay of their peace, and supernatural experts will check in on poltergeists to keep them calm and pacify any free spirits that get loose. Easy. Easy stuff. We can learn to make hellhole repellent. That seems valuable. Now, of course, we don't currently have anybody working here who has the workshop skill. So let's see if we can hire one. There's not always a janitor available with the workshop, but that's okay. I'm gonna pull in another janitor. Yeah, movement speed and training speed up. Welcome aboard. And then you are learning to operate the workshop. Movement speed and training speed up could not have been a better combination of traits there. Actually, while we're training stuff, do I want to throw... We can maybe throw some skills on people. Boost spirit restoration proficiency, bonus spirit restoration speed, passively increases spirit stats while inside the spirit room. Because we're sending Evelyn out on stuff so much, I think let's have Ariana Spectrulo, appropriately named. You should train in spirit whispering. And they only need to use the book thing at the beginning of their training period, and they spend the rest of the time at the desk here. So I believe that should work just fine. We're getting stickers for getting, I think we're hitting like thresholds of guests that have visited. They put so much care into all these like item animations. I guess it compiled it into one big book. I really love this stuff. Okay, so we'll make some repellents and some curse protections and whatnot. And then also, let's send out the next expedition, even without that stuff. The dead have been working on a giant steaming pile of garbage since the advent of mortality. It's a profound testament to our boundless accumulation of waste and loss, and it doesn't smell great either. Okay, we have what looks like some obstructions here. We're going to need a spirit key to clear that way. Also to clear that way, so I guess we'll keep an eye out for those things. And if we train somebody in survival skills, we can get access to the old headquarters of the Paranormal Detection Agency. Okay, that'll be a good thing for our expedition for Evelette to learn. For now, though, let's go do something here. So we have to send somebody. We have to bring a janitor as well. If we had somebody with survival skills, they could avoid the endless stench, although it's an injury type event, so we can also avoid it with just a med kit. We could get somebody possessed. We need happy thoughts to counter this event. But if we send these two out with a first aid kit, there's only a 1 in 3 chance we get that because, you know, we could get one of these instead. I think that's fine. I'm willing to risk it. Go ahead and do the thing.
If you're going to take pictures, at least photograph the exhibits.
I should hire another janitor so that we... yeah. So we have people to clean up while we have someone who's training and working in the workshop and one potentially out there in the world. I feel like I should introduce some flow here, like with ropes or something. I don't know. We are eventually going to need another Geist room, so I guess we may as well. Yeah, we'll make this one a little bit larger in this dimension. We'll put the door... I guess the door doesn't need to be on the main viewing wall, right? Okay. I don't know exactly who we're going to put here, so we won't bother with decor yet. Oh, right. We also do need to have more than one assistant, because like sometimes people have to take breaks. Impairs training speed. Okay, here. You look like a good one.
Guests are reminded not to make this about them.
Boy, she really is always looking at us, no matter what angle we're viewing the place from. It's a good touch, you know, for a certain definition of good. All right, so how did it go? We did, of course, get cursed. Oh, interesting. We got the afterlife experience and possessed. I thought it said we were only going to get one event. Well, that's not entirely ideal. We got ourselves a common ghost. Pleased to be inside. People from the beginning of modern times, or thereabouts, might seem like they're from the recent past, but they're not. Time keeps moving, and that was ages ago. Alright, well. Hates antique bookcases would like any kind of seating.
Are dissatisfied with their poltergeist rooms.
And you do, in fact... Right? That's what it said you want? Yeah, you want the industrial age type stuff. Okay. Seating, don't put a bookcase in. Seems like an odd sort of thing to have strong feelings about, but it's fine. So I'll give you a spooky ghost bed and some seating, and you get your own table. A lamp? How about a lamp? Right by the door. Fireplace on this wall? That's definitely like a real wall that could hold such a thing. Okay. What did we get? Oh man, there's so many stickers. You get stickers for all kinds of crazy things. Yeah, we're not going to check the book every time it says we get a sticker. You get them so frequently.
Who decides which
Okay,
plants
you're
are
making stuff. Good,
the
good, good.
important plants? The experts, huh? Well, just remember, folks, you can learn a lot of things from an expert. I sure have. They can't tell you what's important to you, or why. Sometimes a mushroom just matters.
What an odd thing to say. Okay, so we should build a gift shop.
Guests should enjoy their visit for an appropriate amount of time.
And you know what? We have an opportunity here to build a gift shop right in front of the exit door. Let's get rid of some of this extra furniture. We'll sell it on Craigslist or whatever. Okay. So yeah, let's construct ourselves a gift shop. Like Yeah, that's what I thought. It's gonna go a little bit. It's gonna be like this, and I will just partition here, I think. Needs to be a 4x3. We've made it a little bit larger. This is fine. This will do. So we're gonna want to put a door over here, and I want to make sure that it's not interfering with the existing door, and then also a door on this side. And let's get a checkout counter. Couple of trinket stands. Can we do supernatural plushies? Just sort of a lot of Frankenstein's monster type vibes. I mean, I guess that's okay. What's this? Onesies. I mean, those are cute. Okay, I gotta move this trinket stand over. But yeah, these are cute. We can sell some of these probably. And then, like, you know, books. Room for some supernatural books here. Ugh. Alright, can I move this back a little bit? We can fit in one more thing to sell people, I think. Can move this over a little bit to provide a little bit more room for everything. A little bit more pathing space. And then, you know how I feel about garbage cans.
Assistant needed in the gift shop.
We are, of course, going to need a little bit more help here. Okay, you get along with the customers. Slightly higher salary expectations, you know? You're worth it. And then, like I said, partition here. Anybody who wants to leave is leaving through the gift shop. I did not mean to put down a... Move this wall. Okay. There we go. Classic. Hey, they can also just leave through the front door, but they can no longer go out through this door. That's kind of my point. Alright, so we'll earn some money from the gift shop. Still a lot of empty space. Still just like a big empty space. Looks like people are done training. So with this, we have unlocked the ability to visit this spot and the ability to come over here and actually do an okay job with access to survival skills and also Mandy Chutney's Happy Thoughts. We have to remove... Curses can be removed at curses in the netherworld. Okay, well, we don't know about that yet, so we'll find our way there eventually. There was one hellhole holdup event. Okay. Let's do another detailed expedition here. I'd love to see what else is available from this site.
Never returned.
Let's also... We made some hellhole repellent. Let's make a bunch of curse counters. Now, we don't have infinite money. We do have to pay attention. I'm pretty free with the spending a lot of the time. We're pretty positive. But, you know, especially when it comes to hiring more people, you can get yourself into some trouble if you're not at least a little bit careful. But for the moment, people seem mostly pretty happy with the whole deal. Okay, had ourselves an afterlife experience over there in the dump. Oh dear. Is it okay? I mean, I guess it seems fine. You know, it's a weird mannequin. It kind of just does that. Seems like we're doing okay on just one, and people are getting the amount of info they need. I guess actually we could probably be running info stands. We've gained access to the curved info stand, which has a longer range than the normal one. But this one, yeah, we could put this one down. I guess maybe let's do a curved info stand about the ghosts over here. And then, of course, you know, you're gonna need a donation stand, of course. Right there.
Guests are reminded that announcements are for their benefit, mostly.
Maybe it makes more sense for this to be over here. There we go. and that kind of gives us some flow too. I like that. Well, your undead facilities are great, and I'm sure guests are enjoying the supernatural exhibits for the most part. But to satisfy the Department of Culture, we need to provide more for the living. Some interactive displays, right, of course. Here's something new and on theme. A seance simulator. Okay, well, the workshop's busy right now. We'll get there. What have we here? A level up for Mandy Chutney, which is great. Every level that is a multiple of 5, another skill slot opens up. So our primary supernatural expert is getting close to being able to learn a second thing. Eternal Slumber, this is an incomplete exhibit. Roachburger animatronics. Admiral Ketchup may offer a limited range of condiments, but he keeps one solid beat. Okay, so we're gonna put together a creepy animatronic band. Are you the same category of... Yes, you're also a cursed object.
Just smile and move on. You can't win them all.
You're kind of a centerpiece, huh? I might rearrange this area once we have more pieces of that animatronic. So is that... That's the... Yeah, the two things here is the pieces of the Roachburger thing and more plebeian spirits. Well, that being the case, I think we'll go back here at least one more time. And again, just use an XP journal. I'd be happy with either of those things. If we get another spirit, we might want to like move on and check the other areas.
This one is for Charlie, the irrelevant mushroom, and all the unappreciated plants out there. I see you. Botany, irrelevant mushrooms. Charles Brown Shroom, though cruelly shut down in their efforts to be recognized as officially interesting, this slimy specimen boasts vibrant brown coloring and a really strong smell. They may be irrelevant, but they're an underdog, and they're the best friend a guy could have.
I never know what the suit is talking about. Do you feel crazy when you listen to the DJ? I feel a little crazy. Like I said, I think this feels like a centerpiece object to me. I guess I want to be a little careful with this because I could kind of getting close to disrupting the poor ticket taker. Maybe we could set some stuff up like, yeah, do something like this. Pull this out a little bit more. There we go. It creates a little like cul-de-sac.
Jumping up and down will be asked to pick a side.
I don't think cul-de-sac is what I meant. This is like a nice little concave area, you know. A crescent of curses. Okay, so that's what we're selling on the thing. What is this? Neither human nor non-human. Gurney is something delightfully different. They're just Gurney. Okay, grubbiness tends toward full restoration. That's fantastic news. And also, that's a thing we don't have to, do any new installations for. Guess what? You're going right back out there. I would love it if you could get the rest of those animatronics. Plus, this gives us a chance to level up for more difficult areas that might require, or might benefit from having a higher combined level. Okay, so you're still doing your thing. What is your buzz bonus? Have we met it? We have. Okay. And everybody's still feeling good. You want to be near a candle. You're near enough. All the way out here, is your decoration buzz still high? It's not. Everybody else is doing fine. So this guy needs a little bit more attention. One thing that might help. Here, let me try to like draw this area out a little bit more. I guess we could install like a scary chandelier kind of vibe. I think like a banner. A banner makes some sense now. I wish these banners extended to a larger area because I feel like in a real museum, that's the point is to pull people toward an exhibit. And this thing has the Gurney on it. It feels like it's got to be too close. I'd love to like hang it out here a little bit more. I guess the only thing it actually needs to be near is the is this thing. So yeah, maybe it's okay there. Just kind of like announcing the exhibit. All right, our workshop is still working. I'll make a seance simulator as soon as that's all clear. And what have we got? Look at this. We're almost level. We've almost leveled this place up. Which I guess just means getting rarer spirits, because obviously the what do you call it? Obviously the animatronics will be pristine. All right, you want an antique fireplace and an antique chair, which fits quite well. Oh wait, you hate antique fireplace. Okay, well then I guess we'll get rid of it. You know, it was just a bit of whimsy on my part. That's on me, but that means the room's no longer maximally decorated. We gotta jam more stuff in this room. And you don't want a bookcase. They don't have a gramophone. You know, I could give them a gramophone. Sure, you just sit and listen to music. Once again, keep the gramophone right next to the bed.
Announcement. Exhibit quality may vary from pristine.
I do wish that instead of telling you every time, instead of just saying, hey, thing is finished, every time a thing is finished, I wish it would tell you, like, how many of them, you know, curse counter 3 of 5 completes, that you would know if there's still work being done. Okay, we're starting to get some pretty good traffic. Is this sufficient? I probably don't need a second ticket booth. Honestly, I probably didn't need a second ticket booth at the other place either. The traffic ebbs and flows. We'll keep an eye on it if there's a consistent big lineup. Goth guy seems to be having fun. I mean, it feels like a pretty good museum for that general interest group. You know, one thing I think maybe we could do here is I did notice that that janitor having to go to the bathroom. We could install a staff bathroom, and that'll help stretch the, you know, kind of small size of this bathroom for the guests. We'll just, yeah, throw in like
Guests should see some exhibits before they get too
right
tired.
here.
It's better than after.
There we go. That's like probably more than we need. And then not quite enough sinks, but you know, probably we won't have people using every stall at the same time, right?
Announcement.
And then
An
what if there was
exhibit
a
needs restoring.
garbage can? Oh, there's no garbage cans. No room for garbage cans in there. There can be one right outside. That's not ideal. Can I really not get a garbage can in here? I really can't. What is the invalid item? Not 100% sure. So wait, can I put the door on this wall? If I do that...
Phone. But Mum, I've only been on it for 9 hours.
If your kids won't get
Yeah,
off
okay,
their
if we put the door on that
devices,
side, then
then
we can
you
put the
need
thing
SlothNet,
in the bathroom.
an online connection.
I think it's important to have a garbage can in the bathroom. Why are there guests coming in the back
Your kids will
door?
have no choice but to do something else
What
with
on
their
earth?
time.
Okay, there's a lot of panic screaming. Do we have a loose ghost? I think I saw
SlothNet.
ectoplasm.
When
We might have had an escape.
is better.
Okay, well, there's a lot of people freaking out. I guess we can just... It's not a big deal if people come in the back and use this restroom, I guess. But this is not ideal. Am I allowed to pick you up? Click on person. Okay, they're leaving on their own. I almost want to put in a partition wall with a staff door, just to prevent that from happening again. All right, because I don't really want to set up another poltergeist room. We'll come back there later and get the rest of the animatronics at some point. For right now, we can. Okay, we're working hard on this one. Display 2 industrial age spirits with exhibit providing 2 knowledge. We'll need to have an analysis room before we can improve knowledge, and I don't remember exactly how long it takes for that to occur, but we certainly don't have access to it now. And then that requires a spirit key. So, okay. We have a spot over here. The old HQ of the Paranormal Detection Agency, a group dedicated to controlling and at the very least noticing ghosts, spirits, and paranormal life. Productivity has plummeted since it was stolen by the Netherworld. So we have to send an assistant and a supernatural expert. And there are 3 kinds of things to discover here. I mean, let's go have a look. So we'll send you, of course. And then we don't have any assistants who are like super well suited to this stuff. I guess you have Globetrotter. Yeah, alright, so we head out there. So we've disabled Hellhole Hold Up with our generally high level, removed stepped in ectoplasm with this, and in fact, I wasn't even looking at this, but Zoe's customer service skills can be useful in contacting a friendly ghost. Cool. Yeah, y'all should get as much XP as you can. Go forth, enjoy.
Leaving for thorough investigation.
How are we doing over here? These take a long time to build. Well, hopefully we won't actually need any, we won't need to build any more anytime soon. I'm just trying to be prepared, but I think if I had realized how long it was going to take to do that, I might have only built 1 or 2. So we got some kids who have purchased the onesies, or well, his families obviously have purchased the onesies, but there was a professor who has spread knowledge. But you're tired. You need a break. We don't have any seating. Remember that thing I was saying about seating? There's no public seating here. You know what? I'm gonna step this back a little bit. And let's just create a little set of benches here. Museum utilities? Yeah, benches are utilities. Ooh, nether corner benches. Ooh. Very scary. This is a place for people to, you know, kind of catch their breath.
In the museum, obviously.
Yeah, catch your breath and chill and enjoy stuff. Okay. Also, I'm going to put a water fountain here on this wall. Spooky haunted water fountain. And then we can set up like a little vending area over here, right? Give people some places to
Expo needed
sit.
to restore exhibit. Thank you.
All right, excellent news. Let's get some of this stuff sold. Yeah, every once in a while the mannequin dramatically changes position and scares the hell out of somebody, and that's very fun. Good work, mannequin. Okay. Feel pretty good about all that.
Guests are stuck in the museum.
Yeah,
Someone
geez.
should probably help them.
Okay, I guess we're really having ticket booth problems. Let's definitely hire on another assistant as well. Horatio Odyssey. Loyal, and look at this intrepid pose in his employee photograph. Welcome aboard, friend. Sorry, I was unclear. Welcome aboard. Get to working the ticket booth right now. Somebody needs to let these people into the museum. Okay, we've unlocked curses. And let's build ourselves a seance simulator. $20,000. All right, it's fine. You remember that thing I was saying about money and how you can totally run out of it very suddenly if you're not paying a lot of attention? Cool. We got a nether blessing. It's a ghost guster. This is of the subcategory Ghost Dusting Equipment. Apparently, there's a whole bunch of them. Mass-produced lackluster ghost removal in a range of pastel colors.
Attention. Guests
Okay,
should
so
listen when
these are not cursed items. These are their own sort of other kind of thing. Let's start up a kind of like a new exhibit space over here for this. Well, that's where the bathroom is. Maybe more like over here. Yeah, we'll use like this wall. Okay, guest entertainment is kind of all over the place. The seance simulator will probably help. What is this? The Department of Culture wants to collaborate with your museum and loan you their horsehead statue for a limited time. If the exhibit receives enough exposure from guests and donations, you'll pocket a sizable reward from the county. Hell yeah. Don't let it get stolen. I'm into it. So just put it somewhere where there's not like a lot of litter. And it probably wants to be, you know, we want to put it somewhere where there's decorations and stuff. I'm just going to put it right here. Right next to that that donation bin. For the moment, it doesn't seem like we're receiving donations at a rate that requires us to like hire more security guards or anything. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little bummed about that.
The museum does not offer small talk. That's all.
It's fine. We'll keep an eye on the stuff. So let's also be running more expeditions. So we've discovered curses here. Oh no, we unlocked this by earning stuff from our gift shop. A special point of interest that can remove curses. I don't have staff with a curse. I guess maybe they got over it. Well, I think let's keep Zoe and Evelyn working on this. They seem to do a pretty excellent job together. This kid wants entertainment. We need more entertainment. I'm working on it. Believe me, I'm working on it. Is this not entertaining enough? Look, he's playing the triangle. With his paws. What are you? Okay. It's clearly a grimace. Everybody's gathering around the horse head being like, what the fuck is this?
Guests are reminded.
It's just a horse with like a really bad haircut, or a horse that...
Will always prioritize the exhibits.
I don't know what... Honestly, I don't know what it is. Well, I don't know what the deal is with that. Alright, our seance simulator is like 3/4 of the way done, because apparently it's just an incredibly complicated piece of machinery. Alright, do we want to do anything else while we're waiting? We don't really need to build any more rooms. I guess I could build another poltergeist room. Yeah, we're gonna need to eventually. Do I want to just sort of like tuck it into this corner? Actually, this corner would be a really good spot for a themed exhibit. Maybe the Ghost Guster and other things of its class are going to go over here, and we'll do another like poltergeist setup along this wall, because that lets us put a couple of rooms together. And yeah, let's go a little larger than they need, because we want to make sure that we have what do you call it? We want to make sure that we have room for at least a couple of ghosts in here. And that's just space marked out. That's a capacity of 3, in fact. Wait, does this have a capacity of 3? No. Oh, I see. This room is 5 tiles instead of 4 tiles. Okay, this thing is quite large, but we got a lot of room for it. Yeah, we'll just put it like right here. So that should help. Also, we have a level up on Zoe Wood, and... Okay. During the Industrial Age, those with means could afford all manner of highfalutin healthcare that didn't help at all. This one's a scholar. He provides additional knowledge. Isn't that fancy? So... You do want an antique fireplace, and you hate sharing a room. Okay. I think here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drop you here for a second. Hold on just a moment.
In their poltergeist rooms, but that doesn't mean they are.
You're coming over here. No, not the bed. You. Pick up. Alright. Giles Rockenfella can have the small room to himself. And then we'll decorate this room up and get these people happy with it. It's pretty much just going to be the same layout, but this way we have another place that we can tuck a ghost. So a little bit of lighting. Y'all love a fireplace. We'll put the fireplace like here. Put some beds in. For once, not jam a gramophone right up against the bed. It bothers me that I can't get that centered because the fireplace is 3 units wide and the table is 2. Make room for a third person here. Gramophone next to the fireplace. Another bed that can go over there. Is that a 5? That's a 5, and that looks like a nice... It's a decent spot, right? Okay.
Reminded that while silence isn't mandatory,
So that's 2 of 3. There's some other kind of dusting equipment available here. I guess let's see if we can figure out what it is. Or, you know what? Honestly, I would really love to complete that animatronic. If we can make that happen, I think that would be great. So let's get Mandy back on this. Wonderful, or dreadful. This place is confusing me. Prove you've turned the old hotel into an actual museum by receiving a 1-star rating from the Department of Culture. Okay, so activate buzz bonuses on 85% of your exhibits. Go a while without a spirit breakout. Average monthly profit of 2,000 over 3 months. We're doing very well on that front. Okay, now this thing does... Okay, it wants to be closer to a supernatural exhibit, and also we need to just generally decorate the area around it. Maybe I should tuck it like back here.
announcement. Please exit through the gift shop.
I kind of like it as a big centerpiece, but I guess it looks kind of not super classy from the back. So yeah, maybe tucking it like way into this corner here. And then we don't necessarily need to encourage the guests to go into the back corner. Okay.
Ricky Osborne on 2 Point Radio.
Is this close enough for the thing? It is. We got a lot of stuff going on at once here. All right. So we got some XP. We made some more ghostly friends, and indeed, the third piece of our animatronic. What is your deal? The Roach Burglar. Right, because the place is called Roach Burger for some reason. That perfect Moorish balance of frightening and fascinating. Yeah, I would say so. Entertaining to view. When the Roach Burglar isn't pilfering grease, he's jamming out with his sinister animatronic combo. Pilfering grease. That's very bad and gross. They've done a terrible job. Okay, our exhibit showcase is kicking ass. As long as it doesn't get stolen, we're gonna make ourselves a nice chunk of cash, which is nice because I'm spending our money very quickly.
Final leg of the 2 Point
Once again, let's get
Radio
this exhibit rolling, or this expedition rolling as quickly as we can.
As
soon as the helicopter comes back.
All without sleeping. Don't.
Please try to find the other part of the thing. And at this point, we did make it to level 2, so we can find epic ghosts, and in a detailed expedition, they'll actually come back as the higher, the pristine quality. And then obviously, if we finish the animatronic, that'll be pristine as well. All right, so you need decorations. I need to place some decorations here.
Guests feeling bored are reminded that they're not all there.
This place has got a sort of a library-ish, kind of like a haunted library-ish kind of vibe. Let's maybe throw down
The
some
expedition team have
stacks of
returned.
haunted books.
Now know more about wherever they went.
Yeah, we can place these right. They
Please
count
join
for
me
the other
in
thing
saying
as well.
farewell to the expedition team. They may never come
Okay,
back.
that's good. What does this ghost duster want? It wanted candle. Yeah, candle makes sense. Oh, I guess we hit our 1-star museum while I wasn't even thinking about it. That was easy. No one at the Department of Culture had been brave enough to explore the supernatural or even visit your old hotel. Good thing I didn't warn you, Tarkin Foxbridge. Okay, we got some new pieces here. A new workshop project unlocked. Okay, we're gonna interact with all of this stuff, I swear. In just a second. Never in my life, or even my death, did I think I'd see guests staying in the hotel. But finally, business is picking up, and it's time I came out of retirement and did my job for the first time. Yes, yes. Winston Whalen at your assistance. I have experience in hotel management and being dead. Yes, yes. A special member of staff has joined the team. Really? What is Winston's job? He's not any of our normal staff types. Where do I just view current staff? Because obviously this is a place where I can see new stuff. There's a button for this. Management. Staff. Okay. Winston is an assistant level 5 with the nimble, intangible, and untouchable traits. Okay. He can learn things. He's available. That seems alright. Anyway, I'm going to finish dressing this stuff up. We're going to go ahead and take our star gain as our cue to stop for the day, but not until I get this stuff all maxed out. So we can put up some candles. Maybe like right here. Right here. Just kind of creating a little ambiance lighting. We don't really have... Part of the problem here is we don't really have all that many pieces. Can I buy some stuff? Maybe we need access to a greater variety of things. Okay, this announcement banner will get us where we're going. And then, obviously, we're also going to need... Oh, right. These guys don't have an info stand. Yeah, I guess this makes some sense, like, here. And if we're going to put this here, then this should really be... Yeah, maybe more like that. It's kind of in the way. It's all sort of awkward, I guess. Maybe I pull this a little bit more like... All right, that's still in boost range there. Cool. And then, of course, let's put one of these here, and then we can also just have one like sitting here. Okay. So we've got everything all buzzed up. I think all of our exhibits and everything. Yeah, I think we're all at like max decoration. Wow, a lot of people. Look at what I'm saying. A lot of people just want a place to sit down for a while. Things get a little intense. Your legs get tired. You know, it's nice. It's nice to have a spot. Some of the donation bins are starting to fill up a little bit more, We probably could hire another security guard at this point. Andrew Monk is okay, loyal, family friendly. You have the camera room skill, which would be great if we could build camera rooms yet. That's the thing we unlock later. You're delicate but delightful. Yeah, you know what? Delightful's cool. Entertainment is a good thing to have lots of. All right, and with that, I do believe it is time to call it a day on our Supernatural Museum for now. We've done some good work here, but the next step in our curation journey is going to be to return to that first museum and brush it up a little bit, get a 2-star rating. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm enjoying this so much. This game it's just like the perfect mix of like chill and entertaining for where I'm at right now. Listen, the world's being very intense lately. We all could use a little bit of just like being charmed and relaxed. So thank you all for taking this journey with me. When we come back next time, we're headed back to the Prehistory Museum. We're going to see if we can't intensify, get our 2nd star, maybe make a little money, and come back next time for that. We'll see you then.